I love rocks. Rocks are so cool. Just look at all the pretty limestone rocks. And they make cool noises.
You're probably gonna fall right. Okay, hi, my name is Rachel. This is my mom. Okay, we love to travel the world together. Bye. Are you ready? Ferry is face on it.
Show me love. This is all we got. Show me love. Show me love.
Good morning, guys. We are currently on the Killarney, as in Killarney with an M, not an N, ferry, going across one of the bays, and we are about to start our day bright and early, 8 in the morning. So what are we doing today, Mom?
So we are gonna get off the ferry, get some coffee, because the most important thing of the day.
Or tea.
Yes, and then we're heading for the Cliffs of Moher. And we're going to do a hike there, and then after that it's to the Burra National Park, and then we're on to Galway. So tonight we'll be sleeping in Galway, so exciting.
Yeah, busy day, exciting.
Active, yes.
A lot of the top hits of Ireland according to tourism. So
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes.
Yes, so 20-minute ferry ride, and then the adventure begins once again.
The Wild Atlantic Way is a 1,500-mile-long scenic drive that stretches along Ireland's west coast. Today, we'll be exploring one of the most popular portions of this route.
Used to be home, passing by those little towns I know so well. Stopping for gas and then I'm behind the wheel again. Driving is like a spiritual cleanse, where every mile is a new beginning and every bend holds a new end. Eyes on the road, don't lose control. I'm speeding fast to chase my soul. I'm driving to get away, running through emotions high and low, holding on or letting go. I'm fighting another day. Neon lights in the fast lane light, riding high, reaching for the sky. I had it all but lost and fell back down again. Spent my time playing the game, where every single day was a losing battle and every drink was a dead end. Eyes on the goal, don't lose control. I'm living fast, I've lost my soul. I'm driving to get away, running through emotions high and low, holding on or letting go. I'm fighting another day.
Tell me how you're feeling, Rachel.
I'm feeling like Mom walked to a viewpoint we didn't need to walk to. And I'm ready for food. That's how I'm feeling.
Rachel!
It's very pretty though.
Too many people. Too many. So Pulnabrun Tomb is a portal tomb, and it's one of the best preserved examples of a megalithic tomb in the area, and you can just see it just over the hill, and it's in a very stark landscape. But despite this, it's crazy, over 70% of Ireland's wildflowers can be found in this area. So it's a beautiful area.
So this is a room in Galway. And I think it's the Balcony House bed and breakfast, I believe. It's right up close to the main center of town, so it's perfect. We just walked down last night for dinner. And I thought I would, ask Rachel to give you a little wrap up because we didn't do it yesterday. So Rachel's in bed enjoying a cup of tea before we take our next adventure.
Let's see.
So tell us, what did you think of the section of the Wild Atlantic Way that we did yesterday?
It was really pretty. The limestone bit was Burn National Park.
Mm-hmm.
That was like really cool, and it was totally different from anything else that we've seen along the way. So I really enjoyed that, and I like rocks, so climbing around and exploring is always a little bit of fun. So it was a really beautiful stretch of coast.
Yeah, it's a really popular stretch of coast. So it's like the Cliffs of Moher are really, really busy, very touristy.
Yes.
So you kind of have to get away from the crowds there, but
earlier is definitely better. We were kind of just on the cusp of everyone arriving tourist-wise, but if we'd maybe gotten there 30 minutes earlier, it would have been a lot quieter.
Yeah, definitely. So today we're off for another adventure.
Yes. So excited. Please.
Okay. So we're on the Wild Atlantic Way, and we thought we'd give you some insider tips, some things that we've picked up from our travels. The west coast of Ireland is incredibly beautiful, and we joined the Wild Atlantic Way in Kenmare, and this is our third day on as we went through the Dingle Peninsula, the Ring of Kerry, the Dingle Peninsula, and then today we did the Cliffs of Moher and Barrow National Park. So the first thing I would say is that if you're able to come in shoulder season, that is definitely better. We're here end of April, beginning of May, and it is just gorgeous. Like the spring flowers are out, right?
Yep.
Rachel loves the little baby lambs, the sheeps.
Yes.
In Ireland, they call them sheeps. So you get to see all the baby lambs, the spring flowers, and the weather has been gorgeous, and you don't get all the crowds. So definitely the shoulder season, either in the spring or in the fall. I would avoid summer crowds if at all possible.
Yes, and for tip number 2, I would say make sure you start the day early. I know it's vacation, you want to sleep in. I know that for sure. But if you get an early start, if you're hitting the road before the tour buses are out, before the bulk of the crowds and the tourists are out, you can get places that normally would be really busy, like the Cliffs of Moher, and you can get them a lot emptier than they normally would be. Now, this doesn't mean that they're going to be completely free of tourists, but it definitely helps a lot.
Yeah, I think that the tour buses start arriving about 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
And most places open around 10. So if you can get there just before 10, that's the ideal time. And the other thing that I would suggest is, especially if you're going to be in a busier time, but any time really, is just book ahead, because that way you know you're not going to miss out. Otherwise, you get to a place and honestly, it's so disappointing if you're not able to actually go in and see the place. So book ahead, get there early and book ahead.
And then another thing that we did was for Ireland, we got heritage cards, which meant we had free access to a lot of sites, the government-run sites. And this was really nice for 2 reasons. 1, it saved us a lot of money in the long run. And 2, we didn't feel super pressured to go somewhere. We could reserve tickets, but because it was free, if we had a really long and really tiring day, we could just skip out on it. Or if we suddenly wanted to go to an extra place, if it was heritage.
Yeah, we just happened upon this amazing castle or whatever,
yes,
which happens quite often.
And also for Northern Ireland, Ireland, there's the Royal Oaks Foundation, which is what Americans can get, though you have to definitely do book that a couple weeks in advance so they can ship you your card. If you're spending quite a bit of time in Northern Ireland, it's definitely worth it. It covers parking as well as admission. So those are the two memberships that if you're going to be spending a couple weeks, or if you're planning on visiting a lot of sites, definitely get it. It's definitely worth your money.
And you can order both of those ahead. Like we got both of those. I just booked them online and they shipped them right to our address in the States. So we had them before we left. And as Rachel said, they do cover parking as well, although not all parking. So on the Ring of Kerry and on the Dingle Peninsula, a lot of the parking and the little sites are actually on farmers' land. So you end up having to pay like a €5 entrance fee, and they don't have card facilities. So be sure if you're going to do those places, then be sure to bring cash. So today we had a bit of a problem because we had run out of our cash after the Dingle Peninsula. So we didn't have any cash on us. We didn't think we'd need it. And then the parking place that we weren't going to park at the visitor center at the Cliffs of Moher. We were going to park at another parking spot and then do a hike kind of to the visitor center. And we didn't end up having cash, so we couldn't do that, and we had to go to the visitor center. So just make sure that you bring cash along as well. But I mean, it's incredible. We're heading all the way up to Malin Head, which is the end of the Wild Atlantic Way. So we're going to get to see the whole of the northern portion, which has way less tourists and is a lot wilder. So we're really excited about that. But definitely an epic road trip, wouldn't you say?
Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
Show me love.